Okay. It's Hi everyone. This is Miss W, the school counselor at Hesperian Elementary.
And hi, I'm Miss Maria. I am the second, third grade autism teacher at Hesperian. A lot of you probably know me already. And Miss W and I are here to share a little info with you guys. Let me go ahead and share some slides. So happy April. April is Autism Appreciation Month. So Miss W and I are going to share some info and then do a little story. So April is all about learning and accepting and everyone who might be on the autism spectrum. And what does that mean? Autism is something where your brain might work a little bit differently. It might mean that you have certain interests or likes that take up most of your focus. You might learn to communicate in different ways. You might have some big feelings and need a little more support from adults on learning how to calm down. Or you might have sensory processing needs. And that means you might be extra sensitive to the world around you with lights, noises, smells, textures, and tastes. And why are we talking about this? Well, if you don't know, Hesperian is home to the autism program, and we have students in rooms 14, 15, and 16 who all have autism, and we go from TK to 5th grade. And Ms. W and I are going to talk to you guys about helping to celebrate, promote, and learn a little bit more about what it means spectrum. So let me turn over to Ms. W.
So before we get started, I just want to say that as we celebrate Autism Appreciation Month, I want you guys to keep in mind everyone is unique. Appreciate the differences in everyone, and we can learn from each other. You know, we have different likes and everything, and it's okay to be different. We can all learn from each other and embrace each other.
Yes. And the book that I'm going to read today is called Noah Chases the Wind, and it's about a little boy who's unique and sees the world a little differently. So let me start. Noah Chases the Wind, written by Michelle Worthington and illustrated by Joseph Cowman. And I'm going to hold up so you guys can see the picture. Noah knew that he was a little different. He could see the patterns in the dust that floated down on sunbeams. He could smell the green tang of ants in the grass. He could feel when a big storm was coming before the leaves on the trees even started to tremble. Noah liked to find out how things worked, where they came from, and where they went. When he couldn't understand, it hurt his head and his heart. His room was overflowing with books of every shape and size on every subject he could imagine. Noah loved books more than he loved toys. His favorite books were about science, especially the weather. They taught him why rain clouds looked so angry, why the air buzzed before lightning struck, and why his skin turned darker in the summer sun. Yet, search as he might, none of his books could tell him what he really wanted to know. Noah knew where the wind came from, but where did the wind go? His mother was usually more helpful than his books, but she didn't know this either. "Why don't you try finding the answer for yourself?" she said. Noah sat quietly with his back to the trunk of his biggest tree and waited for the wind to come. Before the leaves on the trees even started to tremble, Noah felt a stirring deep inside. He stood, his face to the sky, and felt the whooshing wind build and blow his hair into his eyes. Noah took a deep breath. He was ready to chase the wind. He followed the wind as it whistled down his street, blustering around buses and bicycles and whipping wrappers from the gutter. He chased the wind as it glided over fountains, under bridges, and between people on the sidewalk. He raced the wind as it picked up speed, building with the breeze from the beach and the heat from the highway, growing into a gale that lifted Noah off his feet. Each stream of air became a different color, and Noah was lifted high above the clouds. He floated on a billowing breeze as the winds whirled and twirled around him in a never-ending ribbon of rainbow. The wind never stopped moving for even a second. Until eventually, slowly, the blue breeze sank to the ground and Noah could feel the familiar grass underneath his feet. With a brush of Noah's cheek for goodbye, the wind was gone. Noah sat still until the sun sank below the tops of the trees and his mother called him in for dinner. "Where have you been?" she asked. Noah gave her one of his most loving smiles and said, "I know where the wind goes." The end. And then the author has a little blurb for us about sensory processing. So Noah, as you noticed, he notices extra special things like the smells, the texture of the wind, listening to it loudly go through the trees. And that helps him become extra good at science and it makes him extra unique. So very cool.
Thank you for that great story. And I hope you all enjoyed it. And we just want to say thank you for celebrating with us this month. And let's keep in mind, we're not going to just stop here in April, but we'll continue on to appreciate everyone, embrace autism. And yeah, Miss Maria.
Yes, thank you, Miss W. And keep your eyes out. Every week we'll have a different book for you guys to listen to, and a different person will be reading it to you. It'll be very cool.
Bye.
Guys.